young Bangaloreans and people from Karnataka really think of all these developments. It's across now to Radhika Iyer in Bangalore.
Thanks very much, Gargi. In fact, just days after the Lokayukta report on the illegal mining scam that has cost a state a whopping loss of about 16,000 crore rupees, well, the Chief Minister had to lose his job. The Supreme Court has now said that mining has to stop, but we're seeing blatant violation of that. We come to you from students who seem to be, to simply put it, disgusted with the kind of politics that they have seen in Karnataka over the last few years. You, of course, are going to have a new Chief Minister. What is it that you want to see from your new CM?
The new Chief Minister should be someone who take charges against all the corruption and they are punished, and so, who is someone who's just not under Yediyurappa.
Another Yediyurappa, all right. You're saying the development bit is okay, but you do not want another Yediyurappa in terms of corruption. It's also interesting how, while some are skeptic, of course, of the fact that politicians across, like Mr. Santosh Hegde said, that everyone has their finger in the till, there's also some sense of optimism after the Lokayukta report. Interestingly, all the more because the Lokayukta until recently was almost non-existent in India. If I may ask you, what is your point on the Lokayukta? Are you feeling that perhaps this body should be a little more empowered?
I think the Lokayukta is doing a brilliant job, and a lot of bureaucrats have come under the Lokayukta, but what fails to happen is that they can only submit a report. So a parallel justice system which comes in the form of Lokayukta would be something beneficial for the country.
Right, not just a quasi-judicial body who almost are like journalists but have no power to really beyond exposing scams. If I may ask you, we do know that the youth has always been wanting to raise their voice against corruption. We've seen the kind of support that the youth across the country have given to Anna Hazare and anti-corruption movements. What is it that you want to make a point about? Would you have some more active participation in politics, let's say?
Yes, I would have active participation in politics. I myself would like to be a politician. See,
okay, would you guys want to support him? He wants to, yeah, okay.
So, I would like to reduce the age of electing an MLA from being 25 years to 21 years. That would be better because a person will become a sound mind at the age of 21. So experience, we need experience.
So you're saying also perhaps reduce the age bar for becoming an MLA, let's say, for instance?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Have you voted ever before?
No, I'm going to vote now.
Next election you're going to vote within 2 years. Okay. If I may ask you, what action do you want to see being taken?
All the names in the reports should be punished.
Right. They should not stop with the Chief Minister. Let all the other names of, let's say, 500 IPS officials also be punished. If I may ask you, do you feel that this illegal mining scam in Karnataka has in some way or the other directly affected you as the youth of Karnataka?
Definitely yes. As a youth, if I have to present this concept, how each and every individual of a class of a student or a youth is affected, I would say that every person in terms of economic growth, we're losing our jobs, we're losing places. We have places for every other cricketer who's won the World Cup, but there's no place for a person to live. The slums we see around, they can be used instead of a land mining scam. So okay, this is where
you're almost saying that you're directly affected because perhaps this report has brought out very evidently the nexus between the corporate world and the political world, and perhaps some corporate company which wanted to come was demanded something by one minister or the other and perhaps couldn't find its way, and those who have personal connections with politicians have probably found their way. Has it affected you in any way?
Yes, it has. Obviously it will. When campuses are recruited, when outsourcing companies come into our campus, of course it affects us through the job and everything. Right. So I would demand a more transparent government and a clean government which would rule all this.
All right. Hopefully the next Chief Minister, whoever it may be, whether it's going to be a Yediyurappa camp minister or of course the other faction of the BJP, will see to it that there is more action taken and of course have more transparency. We can only hope at this stage. Would you want to see a complete whitewash in a sense for the next, when Karnataka goes to polls in the next 2 years? Would you want to see a completely new kind of system and new candidates afresh? Absolutely.
Yeah, I would want a completely new washed government, a new government, all the ministers now just thrown out in a new government, a clean government from now for the new polls.
All right, so that's really the voice of Bangalore. The young mind in Bangalore, of course, feels directly affected by the illegal mining scam. They are also at the moment optimistic about the fact that the Lokayukta, which until some time ago was almost non-existent, should be given more power, should be more empowered to be able to also take action and not just expose scams. And of course, the big and the more evident expectation from all of us is that the new Chief Minister, whosoever it may be, should perhaps not stop with just taking action against his ministers, but also try and punish those named in this very report. We take a little break, but news follows on NDTV 24/7. Stay with us.